see here the records. Unbelievable 57 fights for Luis Santos. Also, look at the reach advantage for Ben Saunders. He's 2 inches taller, but a 7.5-inch reach advantage for Ben Saunders. That's going to be so huge in this fight.
Here again is Michael Williams.
Bellator Fighting Championships on MTV2 and on Epix2 in HD, along with Buffalo Run Casino Resort, Miami, Oklahoma, now present 3 5-minute rounds, the final fight of the welterweight tournament semifinal round. Brought to you by Ace Combat Assault Horizon. In stores October 11th for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. And now, first introducing the red corner. At 6'1", weighing in 170.5 pounds, the veteran professional brings 50 victories, 6 defeats with 1 draw. By way of Brazil, now fighting out of Deerfield Beach, Florida, Luis Santos. And across the cage, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. At 6'3", he weighed in exactly the same 170.5 pounds. As a professional, 11 wins, 3 losses with 2 draws. Fighting out of Orlando, Florida, presenting Ben Killer B. Saunders. And the referee in charge of the action, Jason Herzog.
Fighters have gone over the rules in the back. There are no final questions from you, Blue. No final questions from you, Red. Touch gloves, come out ready to fight.
This very possibly could look like Muay Thai and MMA gloves. The winner through to the Season 5 Welterweight Tournament Championship bout.
First round,
Luis Santos versus Ben Saunders. Round number 1. Jason Herzog is the referee. Tonight's Fight Clock is sponsored by Ace Combat Assault Horizon in stores October 11th for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. They didn't wait for my promo read, did they?
They did not. We got to tell them about that because this fight is starting off fast.
Luis Santos is in the blue trunks. Ben Saunders is in the black trunks.
No respect for our sponsors from Ben Saunders, throwing head kicks from the get-go.
Knee from Santos.
Do not grab the cage.
Santos lifting up Ben Saunders.
They're trying to take him down, but man, lifting a guy and not getting the takedown, that's a lot of energy.
Bit of a stalemate. For Jason Herzog taking a really close look.
Yeah, but it's really interesting that a guy like Santos, who's so confident with his Muay Thai, went in for the takedown. He did not like what he was seeing in the stand-up. Grab the top of the fence. That is illegal. Crowd not appreciating that too much.
Santos now throwing the knee into the thigh. Santos said, "I want to counter every strike." Santos, 50 wins, and yet really, with all of his Muay Thai, black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, black belt in Judo, he thinks of himself as a counter striker.
Now, he certainly does. He's very smart. I like the game plan I saw against Dan Hornbuckle. He's a smart guy. He's a thinking man's fighter. Here you see Ben Saunders going rubber guard here.
Well, so much for Muay Thai and MMA gloves as we're to the ground. Rubber guard indeed from the American Ben Saunders. Brazilian Luis Santos. You see posturing up on both knees.
Now Santos against Hornbuckle got takedowns, got on top, did not do a lot with it. Seemed content to stall, but now he's caught.
Into the triangle. Saunders looking to finish. Santos raising up.
Trying to pull his head out.
No panic from Luis Santos, and he pops his head out.
It's a reverse triangle, but he also has an omoplata on the right side if he can get it. He needs to roll his hips out.
Saunders looking for the omoplata, the shoulder lock, and also throwing the left hands.
Well, he can even gogoplata if he can get that chin in front of Santos's throat.
Look at those cool, calm, collected left hands there by Saunders.
Saunders showing that he is very well-rounded in this fight.
Saunders just jackhammering with those straight lefts onto the jaw.
You see Santos now trying to hide his jaw. He's actually getting beaten up on top in MMA. That's very rare. Now trying to straighten that arm out, turning it into an arm lock. He can straighten that all the way out.
Luis Santos trying to move, trying to yank his left arm free.
Now so much stress now on the left shoulder of Santos.
Oh, there's a lot of crank on that shoulder, Jimmy.
Let's go, guys. We gotta start
Straight arm, omoplata combo there. And Santos is just stuck.
More jackhammer lefts now from Ben Saunders, flat on his back. Thumbs up there from Luis Santos to our referee, Jason Herzog.
He's not in a position right now to be submitted unless the angle gets worse, but he also can't pull his arm out. Now committing to the omoplata, it looks like, is Ben Saunders.
One of the many great things about MMA, Jimmy, is we think a fight is going to be one thing. Fighters tell us it's going to be one thing, and it's something else entirely.
He's trying to get underneath the leg of Santos. One defense of the omoplata is to roll out of it. He doesn't want to see Santos do that.
Closing in on 1 minute remaining in round number 1. Saunders still with wrist control.
Now looks like he's bringing his hips up, might be thinking triangle. And Santos totally on the defensive here. Not able to get anything done in the guard of Ben Saunders. Now back to close guard.
Santos right into the guard and back to rubber guard.
Oh, I love stuff like this as a jiu-jitsu guy. Seeing someone be so aggressive with the submissions, not trying to stall, going for the finish, doing damage.
Look at the flexibility of Ben Saunders.
A guy this tall and flexible is so hard to get. Same thing.
Now the triangle, and he is cranking down.
It's a reverse. Look,
does he have time to finish? Closing seconds of round 1.
Trying to crank the shoulder. It's reverse. It's not a standard triangle. It's cranking the shoulder. Very hard to get a choke from here, but it can be done.
Santos just trying to hold on, waiting for the bell. Saunders continuing to throw those short right hammer fists. What a round.
Stop there. I know you're almost there, but you gotta do
Let's
something.
take you into the corner of Ben Saunders.
Go in for the stand-up here.
Heading into round number 2 of this second welterweight tournament semifinal. Jimmy, on your scorecard.
Now 10-9, Ben Saunders. Whoa!
Saunders dropped there.
I say 10-9 Ben Saunders. Wouldn't call it 10-8, didn't do that much damage, but certainly controlled by Ben Saunders in that first round. Now back to the guard.
Luis Santos is in the blue trunks. Ben Saunders is in the black trunks. Again, the winner of this fight through to the welterweight tournament championship here in season 5.
Man, this is just incredible flexibility from Ben Saunders. Great rubber guard work. Really amazing stuff. You don't see this that often.
Saunders 6'3", weighing in at 170.5 pounds. Santos tall for a welterweight at 6'1", but 2 inches shorter than his opponent. So much pressure on the shoulder of Luis Santos thus far.
The problem you're going to find is we don't know how the judges see this kind of work. Santos is on top. He's not getting anything done. It's you know, Ben Saunders doing all the work. Now looking to crank the shoulder, trying to go Kimura. This is bad. Able to roll out.
Rolling out. And back to rubber guard for Ben Saunders with a big smile on his face, now locking up a triangle.
Wow, once again locking up that reverse triangle, not a standard triangle.
How cool does Ben Saunders look from his back in this fight, Jimmy?
Man, he looks fantastic. And this is against a jiu-jitsu black belt, a judo black belt, a guy who knows what he is doing on the ground.
Santos has been stuck with his arm in for so much of this fight. Just like that. Look at the pressure.
Thing is, I don't think he likes what he's seeing on the feet. So it's making him hesitant to just stall out or maybe pull out. You saw him dive back into the guard of Ben Saunders, and it's a bad idea.
You see Saunders with the left wrist control.
Once again, cranking the shoulder, going omoplata.
Santos continuing to try to move. Saunders still trying to work. Cranking the shoulder, controlling the wrist, now throwing those shots, hammer fist to the ribs of Luis Santos.
You have to wonder what Santos is thinking at this point. Do I hold on, wait for the referee to stand us up? Does he believe he's winning the round? Those are vital questions. I don't believe he is, but I have a a long relationship and appreciation with Jiu-Jitsu. I really appreciate what Ben Saunders is doing here. Will the judges agree?
Sneaky little left there into the jaw thrown by Saunders.
Just keep working here, fighter. Keep working.
See Santos just with his left arm stuck, as it was for so much of round number 1.
Now committing to the omoplata. He might get it here. So much pressure on the shoulder.
Oh, incredible torque. Saunders now looking to finish here in the closing stages of round 2.
Santos has to move here. He's in big trouble.
Big unfettered shots from Saunders.
Not only for the submission, but from the ground and pound. He cannot move. He cannot defend himself.
Saunders just looked to his corner. They said, keep punching.
That's the question. Does he go hard for submission? Might turn it into a wrist lock here. Might turn it into a wrist lock.
Oh, that's incredible torque.
Santos trying to roll out of it, but he can't. Just cannot get the momentum. He's stuck.
You see Santos trying to somersault his way out of this terrible position. Santos trying to get through, and he does now close his guard.
Now it's Ben Saunders on top. He has no fear of the guard, posturing right up.
How tough, how flexible is Luis Santos? Final minute of round 2. Oh, I love this fight.
Yeah, just a ton of heart. We're seeing a lot of positions you don't often see in an MMA fight. Spectacular fight.
Again, both fighters said, I want to showcase my Muay Thai. I want to keep this fight standing. I believe my opponent wants to keep this fight standing. Again, the beauty of MMA.
And it's been a jiu-jitsu match from start to finish. A jiu-jitsu match that has been owned by Ben Saunders so far. Oh, good right hand.
Open guard now from Santos as he ate those shots. Now digging the left hands to the rib cage is Ben Saunders. Santos trying to close guard. Saunders again looking to his corner.
He just is not controlling the head of Ben Saunders. Saunders is posturing up and letting go.
Saunders continuing to be active from this top position. The end of round 2.
Real careful the back of the head.
Let's see if we can get a look at some of that groundwork. Isolating the arm, turning it into a Kimura modified omoplata. Santos able to roll out and end up on top. And later on, cranking that omoplata. Beautiful positioning, great hip pressure. Santos not able to roll out, but Ben Saunders not able to finish the fight with either the submission or the ground and pound.
On October 29th at the Great Memorial Hall in Kansas City, Kansas, Bellator's reigning 170-pound world champion Ben Askren will face Jay Haran in Askren's first title defense. The winner of that fight will face the winner of this Season 5 welterweight tournament. This is our second welterweight tournament semifinal for a place in this tournament championship and into round 3. Jimmy, how do you see this fight?
Oh, 2 rounds to none for Ben Saunders, 20 to 18. The only question would be, would you give either one of those a 10-8 round, which you certainly could.
Luis Santos is in the blue trunks, Ben Saunders is in the black trunks. A world title shot and a check for $100,000 to the winner of this tournament. Douglas Lima already through.
Santos rolling around, looking for a leg lock. Went heel hook, looked like he was maybe going for a knee bar, but nice pressure by Ben Saunders, putting a lot of weight on that leg. And once again, we are on the ground. Did not really expect this.
Big left hands there from Saunders. The vast majority of this fight has been on the ground.
And it is showcased for the second fight in a row, the outstanding jiu-jitsu game of Ben Saunders.
And again, Luis Santos holds the rank of black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Also a black belt in Judo.
He's got his head under the armpit. That usually means he's going for the arm triangle.
Saunders coming out of Jeet Kune Do, martial art most closely associated with the great Bruce Lee. Saunders began in JKD when he was 14 years old. Now going for a key lock is Ben Saunders.
Very hard to finish that from half guard, but he is cranking it.
A lot of crank.
Almost tapping is Santos. You see that hand raised.
Santos trying to give the thumbs up to referee Jason Herzog. Oh, there's so much torque again.
He tapped.
And there's the tap. Submission win for Ben Saunders, and he joins Douglas Lee championship.
Unbelievable performance by Ben Saunders. Phenomenal jiu-jitsu.
Jimmy, you and I have done close to 1,000 fights. That is only the third time that you and I have ever called a fight in which a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt from Brazil has tapped.
You can see why, with the pressure he was putting on that key lock, that Americana, just cranking it like crazy, was even in half guard, didn't even pass guard. In half guard, cranking that Americana, beautiful finish.
Absolute dominance for Ben Saunders as he books his place in the championship. The winner by way of third-round submission. One-way traffic for that man, Ben Saunders. A spectacular performance as he goes through to the welterweight tournament championship. Here's Michael Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, by way of a key lock, the tap comes officially 145 into round number 3. The winner by submission, now the second finalist in the welterweight tournament, Ben "Killer B" Saunders.
A dozen pro MMA wins now for Ben Saunders, and certainly I believe that is the most impressive of the 12. Ben Saunders is with Jimmy Smith.
I'm here with your second welterweight finalist, Ben "Killer B" Saunders. Ben, I told everybody this fight would be a stand-up war. You made me look like an idiot.
I told you before, man, I didn't know what his game plan coming in was gonna be. We're both mixed martial artists, we're both well-rounded, and we showed it, man, when we did it everywhere. It was on the ground a lot, but hopefully it was still entertaining for the crowd. I didn't get to do a straight blast or a Pak Sao, but JKD all the way, baby.
Now, your jiu-jitsu, when you were on the ground, with that last key lock that finished the fight, he had hung tough through a lot of submissions. Did you feel that you had that one? Did you feel that that was gonna end the fight?
Yeah, I felt him kind of wearing. I was wearing him down. He was getting weaker by the round. And all my thanks got to go to my BJJ and MMA coach, Paul Rodriguez, and my stand-up, Gerald Jim, Holland Kickboxing, Bobby Robert, and obviously Bruce Lee, Jeet Kune Do.
Now, you moved on. Now, we moved on to the welterweight final. Of course, you are facing the man right here across the cage from you, Douglas Lima, who had one of the most entertaining fights in Bellator history. Douglas, what did you think of this fight? How do you feel about taking this man on in the finals?
I think it was excellent. The man looks good. The jiu-jitsu was on point. And, man, I'm happy to take a challenge like that, man. It's going to be fun.
This is your welterweight final, Douglas Lima versus Ben "Killer B" Saunders.